Hello everybody, how's it going? How's it hanging? We're back with more Oceanview for February 2024, and honestly, I don't have a whole lot to talk about for February, so I'm gonna actually talk about a little bit of March as well. I kinda, I don't know, messed up the pacing of Oceanview. I wanted to do it earlier. It's only March 10th when I'm recording this. But I don't know. I feel like I need to talk about a couple of things that happened in March because I don't quite have a lot for February. But let's see. I don't know. I'm kind of testing and seeing how long this will be. I don't know. I just didn't do a lot. I was focused on a lot of personal stuff. Like I was working on a video and I had school stuff. So, or I guess not. That wasn't personal. I was not doing personal stuff. I wasn't watching a lot of stuff and playing games and all that. I was working. The video is not technically work, but it was work. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about a few things that happened in February and a little bit of March, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with movies. This is what I meant by not watching a lot of things. I didn't watch like any movies in March, February. I mean, sorry. I didn't watch anything. I've watched a couple of like short films and stuff for a thing I'm working on, but I haven't actually watched like any features. I wanted to watch at least some of the best pictures for the Oscars, which is actually tonight when I'm recording this, and didn't watch any more. I did watch a good bit of the ones that were already nominated, and I can't remember them all at the top of my head. And I want to look that up real quick. Just want to see because I watched I think like half maybe. I watched Anatomy of a Fall. I watched Oppenheimer, and I think isn't Barbie nominated, which is weird. It's good, but I don't know if it's Best Picture worthy. Good movie. Yeah, I watched Barbie, Anatomy of a Fall, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, and that was half, right? Two, three, four. Oh, I watched four. Okay, so didn't see American Fiction. Wanted to watch The Holdovers and Poor Things. Didn't watch those yet. I heard Maestro was not that special. It's probably the weakest one in that category. So I was gonna watch that, but kind of didn't care after a while. I don't know if I'll watch that now. Still want to watch Poor Things and Holdovers. American Fiction sounds good. Don't know a whole lot about it, but probably watch that. And then Killers of the Flower Moon. I wanted to watch that as well, but that's close to 4 hours. And The Zone of Interest, haven't seen that either. So wanted to catch up on a lot of that, didn't. So the only movie news I really have to talk about is a couple of MCU things because I can't think of anything else that special that happened. I didn't watch any MCU movies. I just we got some more news about upcoming movies, and I guess that Superman had a thing too. I guess I can talk about that. Superman Legacy is what the new James Gunn Superman movie was supposed to be called. They changed the name to just Superman now, which I saw someone point out like this is the first time it's just called Superman because the only other movie with that title is the 78 one, and that's called Superman the movie, I'm pretty sure. So there's no movie actually called just Superman. They'll have a subtitle or it's Superman the movie. So yeah, that's name has changed. They showed the logo. It's cool. Not much to talk about yet for that, but it does come out next year, and they're filming it, I believe. So I'm excited for that. I don't like Superman a whole lot, but I do like him, and I hope that the movie will make me, more of a Superman fan. I'm a fan, but not like a massive fan. But maybe the movie will change my mind on that. I don't know. We will see next year. So talk about that. I'm trying to think. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm really trying to think. Yeah, I can't think of any other like movie news. Madam Web came out. That sucked. I didn't watch it. I think I might when it comes out on digital, so I can make a video out of it potentially. But I heard it sucked. Dune came out. That was the beginning of March. I haven't seen that yet. I'm planning to see that next couple of days actually. Do really want to see that. Heard it's very good. Don't know what else. Yeah. Can't think of anything else. So I'll just talk about the news. Yeah, so the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer was released. That's the like one MCU movie that we're gonna get this year. We got one MCU movie and we have like three Sony movies. Adam Web was one of those. And then there's Craven the Hunter apparently, which looks like garbage. And Venom 3, which I don't think we've seen anything yet for, and I don't particularly like the Venom movies, but I'll see that one because I've seen the other two. First one sucks. Second one's alright. I actually like the second one more because it's kind of fun. Yeah. So only one MCU movie, but three Sony movies is weird. But the one MCU movie is a big one. We get Deadpool 3 technically because that's been 6 years since the last one, and Hugh Jackman is coming back as Wolverine, even though he was Logan was supposed to be his last role. He's coming back again. I'm assuming this will actually be the last time. And yeah, he's gonna be in the Deadpool movie. The boys, they're good friends in the comics and a lot of stories, and they're gonna have a fun little thing. Also, Deadpool's coming to the MCU now because Fox got bought by Disney. So they showed in the trailer like the TVA from Loki. I still have not seen the second season, so I don't know if somehow the Deadpool is going to be related to that. But I know that the TVA can do time stuff and dimension universe stuff, because technically isn't the Loki in that show from? Well, no, he's from the past, right? Yeah, the Loki in the Loki show is from the past. The main timeline, sacred timeline, Loki's dead. I think. I don't remember. I don't know. But yeah, Deadpool's getting brought over to the MCU through the TVA. It's cool. Seems fun. Seems like a good Deadpool movie. That can be really good or bad for certain people. I like the movies. I saw the first Deadpool a bunch in theaters. Oh, well, not a bunch. I saw it like twice in theaters. But I watched it a bunch around that time as well. I watched it like 6 times. I really liked it. However, that was in 2016, and I was 19 years old, so it was, that kind of humor was definitely more suited for a 19-year-old. I'm sure it'll still be funny and all. I'm interested to see it. I'm not like gonna be super. My expectations aren't super high, but I hope it's fun. I hope it's good. Comes out in July. I'm actually gonna have to find out who to see it with, because I typically see Marvel movies with my parents, but they haven't seen like any. They've seen barely any of the X-Men movies, and neither of them have seen Deadpool, and my mom doesn't really like violence and cursing and vulgarity and all that stuff. She's fine with it, but not to an excessive amount like Deadpool. So she would want to see that. So I was considering that might be I've never really seen a movie alone, and I've been wanting to, because it's really not that, crazy of a thing. So Deadpool might be my first movie that I do that with. I'll see. Maybe I'll do something before. And yeah, I'll probably talk about that when it comes out, because I won't have too much MCU movies to talk about, because there's only the one this year. So there will be a couple next year though, I believe, and one of those is Fantastic Four, which finally got the casting revealed. Took a very long time. There was a lot of rumors. One of them, I don't know about the other three. Maybe one other one was rumored. The main guy, Mr. Fantastic, was rumored, and that came true. It's Pedro Pascal from The Last of Us and Mandalorian, his most well-known thing probably, even though he's not in the suit because he's doing so many other things. He was in the second Wonder Woman movie that sucked, but he didn't suck in it. Game of Thrones, of course, is original big thing. He's in Narcos, I think, right? I've never seen Narcos. I kind of want to watch it, but not too bad. He's in a lot of stuff. Everybody knows Pedro Pascal. He's great, and he's Mr. Fantastic, the smartest man in the Marvel universe. People have thought that like maybe he's miscast, but um, I feel like we just gotta wait and see because there's a whole lot of opportunity or what's the word? There's a whole lot of like times in the past where that's happened. People thought, well, why the fuck is Joaquin Phoenix gonna be Joker? Why is Heath Ledger gonna be Joker? Robert Pattinson as Batman? Those won't work, and all of those are pretty good. So there's a lot of situations where it's like, oh, I don't know how this casting will be, and then they turn out to be really good. So they'll probably be pretty good. Also, people liked seeing him do one thing. He like had a note, like he was on something, I don't know, in some kind of interview, and he showed like a notebook off where he had a whole bunch of random scribblings and stuff that didn't make sense, except for to him. So that's like that's like his acting process or something he said. I forgot, but it was very weird, and people were like, "Oh, that's definitely a read." So that'll be fun to see him in the role. And then his wife or future wife, I don't know if they'll actually be married in the thing right away. We'll see, I guess. Sue Storm is going to be played by Vanessa Kirby. I can't really say much about her because I don't think I've seen her in anything. I think she was in, I don't even know what she's in. I think she's in a Mission Impossible or Fast and Furious, one of those type of bigger action movies. Don't know, can't say anything about her, don't know her, but she looks like the Invisible Woman. She's got the, the the hair, and she looks, I don't know, she looks like her. It's good casting. I don't know. I don't know what to say about her because again, I haven't seen her, so hopefully she's good. Maybe I'll try to watch some stuff with her in it before Fantastic Four. And her brother, Mr. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, will be played by Joseph Quinn, who was Eddie, whatever his name was, in it was Eddie too, right? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure Eddie from Stranger Things season 4. And he was good in that. He didn't do a whole lot, but he was good, and I haven't seen him in anything else. Seems like a fine casting. I don't know how good. I don't know. Like we'll have to see. Again, similar to Pedro, he could be good. Um, he played like a weird, nerdy guy in Stranger Things. He wasn't really like the traditional cool guy like Johnny's supposed to be. So maybe they're gonna go with like a nerdier Johnny. The only Johnny Storm interpretations I know are the Chris Evans one, and he's like a jock kind of guy, not a jock, but like a cool guy, ladies man type character, And then I know him a little bit from the Ultimate comics, the original Ultimate comics with Ultimate Spider-Man. He's in a couple of those issues, also from the Ultimate Spider-Man game, and he was like kind of the same. I think he might have been a little bit more nerdy and stuff, but he was like in high school, so that would make sense. So he could be good. Don't know. Gotta wait and see. I'm sorry, I had to blow my nose real quick. Anyway, yeah, last is The Thing, who will be played by Eben Moss Backrack, who is a guy that I do know well enough. I don't know if I know him like super well, but I've seen a good amount of his stuff or stuff that he's been in. He was in The Punisher on Netflix for the first season. He was in Andor for like 3 episodes, 4 episodes, 3. I can't remember. And he is in The Bear, which I love. Excellent show, fantastic. Fantastic Four. Fantastic show, incredible. He's one of the main like 3 characters. Plays Richie. Got a pretty good character arc from season 1 to 2. He just is pretty much a whole different character from the beginning to the current season that we got. And I love him. I think he's gonna be perfect for the role. He's the one. The other actors, I'm sure they'll be fine, but I can't like definitively say like, oh, they're gonna be great. Eben, I can say he's gonna kill that shit. He's gonna be so good as the Thing. He's like perfect for that role. A hot-headed, angry kind of guy who got some got some depth and character, you know, underneath the surface. Got a lot of that, so heart and all that, you know. So I'm sure he'll be great. I'm looking forward to him a lot. And that comes out in, I think, July of next year, which also actually, yeah, it's good that I talked about Superman because I'm pretty sure they come out like 2 weeks apart. That will be very interesting. The first DC movie in the brand new movie continuity that they're doing, and probably one of the most important MCU movies in a very long time, because they kind of need to do the Fantastic Four, right? And the X-Men, because they're kind of the future now of the MCU. Those two groups have a whole lot of stories. I don't know about them, but I know X-Men specifically, they got thousands of stories, so they definitely need them to be good. And the Fantastic Four, they need them to be good in the MCU if they want to keep going, because it's been a little stale over the last couple of years. Not bad still, but stale. So you need those to be good, and I hope they are. Looking forward to them. So that's pretty much it for movies. Like I said, just some news and stuff. I didn't watch any movies, which I kind of feel bad about. My letterbox is empty, and I feel bad. But I'm gonna try to fix that in the coming months. And yeah, so I didn't watch a lot of movies, but I watched a little bit of TV, not a whole lot. One of the things I watched took up about a week, close to a week and a half of my time. That was the new Netflix adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And it was not that long, but I took a very long time to watch it and give my thoughts on it because I made a video about it, and it's 48 minutes long. That is my longest video so far, and took a lot of work. And yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that too much because I made a video. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, go watch my Avatar video on my main channel. I titled it "How Bad Is Netflix Avatar?" There were a lot of like human bot comments in my comments because they were either like, "This is shit, garbage, trash," or "This is amazing, great, perfect." And in my opinion, it's neither of those things. I'll give a brief opinion. It's not so. Yeah, to answer my question in my video, how bad is it? It's not that bad. It's not that great, but it's not that bad. There's parts that are good. There's parts that I genuinely hate. Like in the last 2 episodes, you can go again see those in the video. I talk about those two specific points for a good bit. Yeah. Overall, it's not that bad. Clearly, it's not that bad because it got a second season and a third season. I forgot. So they're gonna be doing 2 more seasons, I guess, doing the rest of the adaptation in their way. They've already taken a lot of stuff from season 2, so that'll be very interesting to see how they change that. And then they like pushed some of the stuff that should have been in season 1 into season 2, so that'll be very interesting to see. I'm probably gonna make videos about the second 2 seasons as well. I don't really want to because I'll have to rewatch the cartoon again and compare them again, and that's really what took the most time was the comparisons to the cartoon. So I had to basically get double the footage and look for the right moments and just formulate all my thoughts because I was thinking about something that already exists. It's not quite the same as like the other stuff that I did, my TMNT videos and my Saw videos. I never saw any Saw movies, so that was all just fresh ideas in my head. And TMNT, I was just going off the brief, thoughts I had when I was a kid. So Avatar, I saw 4 years ago for the first time, so those thoughts were still relatively fresh. And I had a lot of thoughts on the show, so I said I wasn't going to talk about that too much. I already feel like I did. So yeah, if you want to know more, go watch my video over on Thick Manatee. I'm proud of it. I think it's good. It took a really, really, really long time, and I hate that, but it was good. It's a good learning experience. Now I know I need to prepare even more for a video if I'm doing like an adaptation. I need to set it up a lot better because I was doing setup even before the show came out, and then it came out. I was like, oh shit, well I still gotta do this. So kind of had to go back and do some stuff, but I'm happy with the final result. So yeah, go check that out, please. And the other TV show that I watched, oh shit, I didn't put this in here. I will talk about that after this. I just gotta write it down so I don't forget. So this was more March, I think. I started this in March, I'm pretty sure. I just watched it like this past week. There's a new FX TV show called Shogun, which is a period piece story. It's based on a book, I believe, and like an older show from the 70s, I think, something, I'm not sure. It's set in 1600s Japan, and it's got a lot of Japanese, but there's some Portuguese people and English people in Japan, and they're all trying to. There's a lot of different motivations for the characters. All the Japanese characters are mainly related to like five lords who are trying to become the shogun. They're on like a council and they're trying to become shogun, and a lot of secret stuff. Like they're all planning behind each other's backs and stuff, and trying not to, outright kill one another or something. Because there's the concept of honor in Japan, especially during that time period. But it's kind of ironic because they're not very honorable because they're sending assassins to attack each other and stuff. But very good show. Hiroyuki Sanada, isn't it? Who is a great actor. I've seen him in a fair amount of stuff. Last thing I saw him in was John Wick 4. Very good in that, even though he's not in a whole lot. But he's a great actor. And he's like a producer on Shogun as well. And yeah, it's a very well made show. The only reason I watched, I wasn't really gonna watch it. I didn't hear about it until people started talking about it. But they were saying it's like a masterpiece. So I had to watch it, and it's pretty much a masterpiece. It looks good visually, lighting and colors look good. Like the colors look natural, not like super dark colors, and not super bright stuff. They like fit for the scene, and they fit the scene, and they fit like the emotion. I don't know what word I'm trying to use. They fit the aesthetic. I'm not quite sure, but they all work together, and action's good, camera work's good, writing's pretty good, and most of it's in Japanese. So it's all a lot of subtitles, but even then, like, it's written well enough to where the stuff they're saying is funny in English. It's funny in Japanese. It's funny in English. There's also a lot of like translating. I actually watched a video yesterday where they had to talk about like they had to really do a lot with the script because some of it's in English because there's an English character. Some of it's in Japanese, and then some of the characters have to translate. So they got to do double the work and still be acting. So a lot of work went into the show. Music's good too. It's just it's really good. There's only 3 episodes so far. They're all great, and I think there's only gonna be 10. And I'm pretty sure they said like they're gonna just keep it as the one season, which I appreciate. The only other show I can think of recently that did that was Watchmen on HBO, which was fantastic. People wanted a second season, but the story is so good and compact that it works just for one season. One season. I'm sorry, I burped. I was trying to turn away for that. It just came out. Yeah. Shogun's pretty good. I like it. I'll probably talk about it more in the next month. I guess will it be finished? I don't think it'll be finished yet. I think it's gonna end sometime in April. Unless they do like another 2 episodes. I think the premiere was like 2 episodes. So it's pretty good. I like it a lot. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. And if it's just one season, that's perfectly fine. If it's just one season of badass television, I'm cool with that. I'm sorry, uh I haven't been talking much, so I gotta like catch my breath because I'm talking too much. So the other last TV show that I almost forgot about, and I'm glad I remembered, was The Bad Batch. We got some Star Wars. I'm finally gonna talk about some Star Wars that's current on this podcast. So we got the third and unfortunately final season of The Bad Batch. Is premiering right now. There have been 5 episodes, I think, and the gang is getting back together in season 2. Omega. I'm just gonna talk about it like you've seen the show. If you haven't seen the show, sorry, skip this or come back or just listen and be confused. But Omega got captured at the end of season 2 alongside Crosshair, and they have to, get back with the main group. And there's a little bit of intrigue with Palpatine. He's doing some stuff that's probably related to Rise of Skywalker type stuff. They're kind of adding a lot to the sequels with Bad Batch and Mandalorian. They're trying to do a lot of things that help the sequels make more sense, because some of them, specifically Rise of Skywalker, don't make a lot of sense some of the times. So they're kind of trying to do the Clone Wars thing where they, Clone Wars helps the prequels be better. And now Bad Batch and Mandalorian and other shows, Ahsoka even a little bit, are trying to make the sequels better overall. I like that, and I like all the characters. All the Bad Batch, they're mostly all back together, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't want to talk about anything too specific, but I like it a lot. I really started liking it with season 2. I think I talked about that in my first Oceanview. Can't remember, but I really liked season 2 last year. First season I was kind of like indifferent on. I enjoyed it, but it was like not the best thing ever. It was fine. But season 2 I really enjoyed a lot more. It told a lot better stories, and I started to really care for the characters more. Like, they actually gave them a lot more, personality in the second season. They had that in the first, but they got a lot more like individual stuff in the second season. I feel like very good. I'll probably talk about it more as it goes on. It's a long season. I guess it's probably gonna be finished around like April or May. I'll talk about it close to when it's ending, or I guess in the middle a little bit. Just not a whole lot of special stuff to talk about that's going on, so I'll talk about it more as it goes. So that's about it for TV and movies. I'm gonna head on over to video games now. I actually played quite a bit of video games, and watched a few because I wanted to. I don't know. I was not. I was working a lot on my videos and stuff, and doing schoolwork and stuff. So I kind of wanted to play a lot of games. I guess I just felt the pull to playing a lot of games. So played a lot of stuff. One in particular, which I'll probably save for the end. First, I guess I'll talk about the games that I watched. I watched Control. I think I told you that in the last one. I don't remember, but I guess I'll reiterate. Ricky, the YouTuber, I enjoy his stuff, and he was going through all the Remedy games, so Alan Wake and stuff. He played Control. I think that ended in January. I can't remember. Watch that. Did it end in February? I can't actually remember. Well, watch him play Control. Seems like a cool game. Which also has the Oceanview Hotel or Motel. And I did not steal that name from Control. I actually played Control a little bit on my own, and I saw Oceanview was in there. I was like, hey, that's my name. I didn't steal that though, because if you go to my channel, my main channel, you can see the original Oceanview on there, and that was in 2017. I don't remember where I got the name, but it was not from Control, because that was 2019, and my first podcast was in 2017. So I didn't steal it. They stole from me. They saw my name, and they're like, "Ooh, that's a good name." So, so yeah, watch Control. Don't have too much to talk about that. I also watched Bricky play Alan Wake 2 as well, which was the big thing that happened in February, and it seems like a cool game. I wanted to play it on my own, but wasn't, dying to play it, so I decided to watch him just play the whole thing. And it seems like a great game. Seems like it deserved a lot of the awards and stuff it won last year. Right behind Baldur's Gate. It was like one of the big nominated games. It just seems like it's a little decisive at points, like the story mainly. The gameplay all was cool and stuff, but the story was definitely good, but also like questionable and weird at a lot of points. So very interesting game. I kind of want to play the Remedy games myself still because I watched them all now, but I feel like I am probably gonna forget a lot of the stuff that I saw quickly because I didn't actually play it myself. So I may still play those games in the future. I will see about that. I just need them all, and I actually have most of them. I have all of them, I think, except for Alan Wake 2. Because I have Alan Wake and American Nightmare, which I would probably skip. Because I did watch that and it looks like shit. Uh, and I have Control, so I might play those in the future. I'll see. Not anytime soon, because they take a while. And I just watched them. Sorry, I had to burp again. But yeah, once I kind of forget everything, then maybe I'll play them again in the future. Also, because those games were so weird and kind of Kojima-esque, Sam Lake, the writer, and I don't know if he's a creator, but he's got a big hand in Alan Wake. People call Sam Lake the Finnish because they're from Finland. The people who make the game, they call him the Finnish Kojima, and just the weird stuff that was happening in that kind of reminded me of Kojima. And back in January, I believe it was the end of January. I'm sorry, I'm just checking on something. Okay, I had to turn away for a second. Back at the end of January, they had a state of play PlayStation thing, and they showed some more Death Stranding 2. And I watched the trailer, and it was kind of annoying. I think I mentioned this, I can't remember, but if I didn't, yeah. Death Stranding 2 trailer came out, kind of annoying. I like Kojima games, but man, those trailers are just so confusing and don't make sense. So I thought, hey, let me try to actually make sense of it and play Death Stranding, because I got it for free on the Epic Game Store whenever that was for free, like, months ago. And never played it, so I thought I'll try it out, and I did play a bit of it. I still haven't beaten it. I kind of stopped actually for a couple weeks now, around the Avatar video. Like, when I started making that, I stopped playing Death Stranding because I was focusing entirely on the Avatar video. But yeah, I played a little bit of it. It's pretty fun, and that's very weird because it's basically just a package delivering game, which is strange that I enjoy that. I don't get it, but it's pretty cool actually. I do like the community type kind of aspect of it, because you can like help build roads that everyone can use, and have ladders and like grappling or rappelling stuff, and a lot of helpful things you can add for other players and they can add for you, which I really like. That's fun. So played a bit of that. I actually recorded some of it and put it on this channel. I kind of had to stop because I'm playing on PC, and the game's only 3 years older than my PC, but it still kind of runs not great when I'm recording. So that's unfortunate, and I stopped because I was getting really bad frames and like not that crazy of areas. So I felt like as the game goes on and the areas probably get bigger and more stuff is in them, it would probably get worse to record. So I chose to stop it. I wish I could just play it on my PlayStation, and it's actually on sale right now, but I can't buy it. So I'm considering I might I don't know too, because I'm wondering. I don't know if I want to like replay everything I played. I'm debating in my mind. I think it's part of like the $15 PlayStation thing, PlayStation Plus, whatever, premium extra. I don't know what's called, but it's part of that, and that's only $15. So I might buy that in the future potentially. I have like normal PlayStation Plus. I might just upgrade and play Death Stranding on there so I can actually record the whole thing. I don't know. Not sure, but played a little bit of it. It's cool. It's weird, but it's fun, and I'm looking forward to playing the rest. And whenever Death Stranding 2 comes out, I will probably be playing that, and I'm kind of looking forward to it now. So I just hope it doesn't come out. It's supposed to be 2025, and GTA 6 is supposed to be 2025. So any game that comes near GTA is kind of irrelevant. So I hope Death Stranding comes out much sooner or much after, like further after the date of GTA, whenever that is. But it's cool. I like it. Death Stranding's fun. It's neat. Played a couple of smaller games here and there. Played a little bit of Pal World, not for very long because I didn't play that when it came out. Um, Played a little bit of that with friends. It was fun. We haven't been able to play in a while. Don't have a whole lot of thoughts or much to say about it. It's a cute game. It's fine. Not the greatest game of all time like it was for 2 weeks or however long, but it was fun. Um, Played a good bit of Fortnite because right after my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video, they brought them back with an event in Fortnite, which was fun. I bought the Raphael skin and got the Shredder skin and played a little bit with the weapons and stuff. I actually recorded a few games of that. Might upload that at some point. Not sure what I want to do with it, but I'll do something with it. But it was fun. And yeah, Fortnite's fun. Played a little bit of that recently too with the new season. Um, Fortnite's not that bad, pretty cool, and it's free. That's a great thing. Also played a little bit of Shredder's Revenge, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, because I used a lot of that music in my two Turtles videos, and I just listened to that whole album like 100 times back in January, February. So I wanted to actually play that game a bit, and it was fun. Played a little bit with friends. We never continued. I don't know if we're going to continue, but it was fun. Um, Also played a little bit of Destiny recently because Guardian Games started, which is the little Olympics classes fighting against each other thing that they have, and it's the same. I don't really care about it that much. I don't really feel like playing it. The one cool thing they did is they added like a new vehicle finally. All we've had is sparrows, which are like the bike kind of things for years. They have like some variations of them, but they've always just been the same. But they actually added a new vehicle that's technically still the same, but you can do some different things with it. It's called a skimmer, and it's basically just a big skateboard, and you can actually grind on rails, but the rails are just like the sky. You could just like spawn a rail basically and grind, so you can essentially fly, which is pretty cool. I'm sure it'll be a lot more fun when there's content that I want to do. Be cool in final shape, but yeah, at the moment, I got it and played with it a little bit, and that's about it. Probably. Um, I will probably talk a lot about Destiny in the coming months because they're supposed to add something new before the final shape, and then when the final shape comes out, I gotta talk about that because I've been playing Destiny 2 since it released, or Destiny since it released in 2014. I bought a PlayStation specifically for Destiny. Finally coming to an end with the final shape, and I have a lot of mixed feelings overall, so I'll talk about that a lot more later. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just stretching. I'm not great at this talking nonstop thing. Maybe I'll need to stop doing this monthly and maybe do a little bit, bi-weekly or something. I don't know. I'll consider that. Okay, you're not gonna notice a difference, but I actually just took a break to stop talking for a few minutes, so might do that again. But you won't notice. I'm just pausing the recording. Anyway, I got two more video games I want to mention. I'm debating still how much I want to talk about one of them, but let me start with the first. Everybody's favorite game apparently at the moment. It feels like because everyone's loving it all across the internet. Helldivers 2 that came out beginning of February or like second week of February. I didn't play it right away. I got it on PC. My friend gifted it to me. Uh, like, I don't know, a week or so after it came out. We played a good bit and it was very fun. Unfortunately, my PC is garbage and I can't run a lot of games very well. And I could run Helldivers fine at the earlier levels, but I was worried that it would probably start running poorly at higher difficulties where there's a bunch of stuff on the screen. And I was thinking I should refund it and tell my friend to buy it for me on PlayStation instead. But I really wanted to play it when we were playing it, and they really wanted to play it. I didn't want us to have to wait. So I just kept going with it and got very far past the refund point on Steam and got into the higher levels, did like a level 7, and I had like 7 frames. So it was very bad. It was pretty much unplayable. So that was very unfortunate. I got it on PlayStation just a couple of days ago, and it works much better there. Graphically, the game itself is still has problems. When it came out, people couldn't get into the servers and stuff. That was really bad. That actually happened a couple of days ago as well because of an update with the mechs. And PlayStation, I can't add friends because I could see their friend requests and I can accept them, but nothing happens, and then it just says please wait for eternity. So that's great that I have the game twice and it still doesn't work. Yeah, Helldivers is a very complicated game. It is very, very fun. It's very well made. There's a lot of good stuff about it. There's a lot of variety with guns and stuff and loadouts. It's a fun game where they got ragdoll physics and you can kill your friends and it's funny and all. But then there's a lot of moments where the enemies are overwhelming you and you're terrified and it's very difficult and it's all very fun. And that's the bigger overall problem with the game. It is a really, really good game. I can't explain it all here. Like, you gotta watch people play it. It's a fantastic game, but it has a lot of technical issues, and that is very upsetting. Because if it was a bad game, I'd just say fuck this. I'm leaving. I'm not playing this game anymore. But I really, really want to play it like constantly, and I fucking can't. I can't add my friends on PC. So we have to like search for each other in the missions, and then even when we found each other, their games crashed like right when the last level was about to end. And yeah, it's got a lot of issues. I'm very upset about that. It's a great game. Played it a lot. Played it like for like 30 hours. Very, very fun. A lot of differing emotions. Like I said, it could be really fun, silly, haha, and then you gotta lock in and fight hordes of enemies and escape by the skin of your teeth, and it's a lot. And I wish the technical issues weren't so prevalent, but they are. So I don't know, hoping that gets fixed. I recorded a little bit since I got it on PlayStation. I definitely could not record it on my PC, but recorded some of it on PS5. I'll probably upload that at some point. I kind of want to edit it. I'll see about that. I feel like I recorded 2 sessions. I feel like they weren't the best because the game wasn't working that well, and then one of them was very late at night, so we were all like tired. So I don't know. I'll see how I feel about that. But play a lot of Helldivers. Fun game when it fucking works. I'm sorry. I'm just upset that the game is so good and I can't play it properly. So. And lastly, the main big game that I've been playing since the end of January, technically, and I think, mention it in the last video, Marvel Snap, the mobile game that's also on Steam, Marvel card game. Very, very, very fun game. I got a lot to talk about with it, and I don't know if I want to say it all here because I'm planning to make a video about it. That is going to be my next video. Sorry, I have to burp or something again. I got it in my throat. Yeah. So after my massive week-long working on Avatar video, I wanted to try and make a shorter video, like not longer than 15 minutes. And I felt like I could make a video talking about Marvel Snap, like what I love about it and the issues that I'm starting to realize after playing it for a month. And yeah, I plan to make that soon. I've actually recorded a lot of games and stuff, and I've got a lot of stuff written down already. I just need to like finalize. I have to make the rest of the script and make it all work together. I got a lot of segmented ideas, but I need to fit them all together. But I plan to make a video about that, so I don't know how much I'm going to talk about it right now. Um, it it would probably be another 15 or 20 minutes of this video, and I'm trying to end it soon. I've been rambling a lot. I'm noticing that, so yeah. I think I'll just save the Marvel Snap Talk for the video. So check out my main channel soon. I'm gonna try to actually get it up, hopefully in the next week or so. But I like the game a lot. I'm using a tissue right now. I'm sorry, my voice sounds weird. But yeah, I like the game a lot. Very fun. Got a lot to say about it, so yeah, I'll save that. I'm just checking stuff out here. That should be it for video games. I believe I've talked about everything I wanted to. Next would normally be anime, and I still was watching Dungeon Meshi, but I haven't watched any episodes in February. I wasn't really feeling like watching it, honestly. I think I'm just gonna watch the whole rest of it before the next Oceanview, because it should be done, I believe, or at least the first season, whatever they're doing, will be done. So, not gonna talk about that today. I'm gonna save that, and I'll talk about that a lot next time. So that would lead us into comics next. Read a couple of comics. Now we have a lot more. I added one of the March comics in here, which was Ultimate X-Men. That came out at the beginning of March. And Black Panther came out the end of February. Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate Spider-Man 2 came out at the end of February. And there's also a new comic about the Spider-Men that came out at the beginning of March, and I want to talk about that because that's a very unique thing because it hasn't actually happened in the comics, which is very weird to think about. Spider-Man is Peter Parker and Miles Morales, and they've been together in a bunch of stuff, but never actually in like a main comic. So very interesting concept. So I'll talk about that. But first, I want to talk about the Ultimate Universe because I'm trying to keep up with that, like I said, and doing a good job so far. I'm sure it's gonna get a lot more complicated, and there's gonna be a lot more things to read as the months go on. But right now, we just have Black Panther, Spider-Man, and X-Men. So I'm gonna talk about Black Panther first. I can't remember if that came out before or the same day as Spider-Man, but I'm gonna talk about that first. Okay, took a little another break, as you could probably see from the video being paused. Yeah, Ultimate Black Panther. So this gives a little recap about what's happening in the Ultimate Universe. The maker, who was Reed Richards from 1610, I believe. He created 6160, which is this new Ultimate Universe, and he rules it from kind of behind the scenes with like a shadow council, I think is what they said. And they kind of like split up the whole world into like sections that they control. And Ra and Khonshu, which I guess are like the actual gods or like embodiments of them or something, are the ones who are sent to they're taking over Africa, all of Africa, and they're doing a good job at taking over. Most of it, they have like Moon Knight type soldiers. They're essentially like Moon Knight. The two of them are Moon Knight, which I think is interesting because it kind of is related to like Mark Spector because he has his alternate personalities. But it's actually two different people. So interesting concept. And they're taking over Africa with their Moon Knight army thing. But of course, the most powerful country in the entire world is in Africa, and that's Wakanda. And we see Wakanda and T'Challa, who is actually married to Okoye in this, which is different and interesting. She's not part of the Dora Milaje now. She's the queen. We actually don't see his mom at all. I just realized that, and Nakia doesn't show up at all. So don't have all the characters from the movies. I should also mention I don't really know a whole lot about Black Panther except for the movies. That's like the extent of my Black Panther knowledge. Um, I don't really think I've ever read any of his comics, or I don't know. I feel like there was an animated movie or something, right? I think there was an Ultimates. Like they were trying to do Ultimate Avengers or Ultimates movies, the animated movies. I think the second one had something with Black Panther. I can't remember. But yeah, my point is I don't know much about him other than the movies. All my knowledge is from the movies. So, but it seems pretty close to it. Yeah, T'Challa's king. He's married to Okoye. His dad's actually still alive, which is um different. Although that doesn't last very long. But it's a pretty simple story at the beginning. They're still hidden. I don't know if I said that. Wakanda's still like hidden from the world at this point. And T'Challa hears about the Moon Knight army, and he doesn't want to help right away because he wants, intel on them. He wants to get more information about Ra and Khonshu because, if he just goes in, then Wakanda's going to be revealed, and that could cause problems, I'm sure. His sister is in this Shuri, and she's very eager to fight them, but she, listens to the king, her brother, and waits. And while they're planning stuff out, people are still getting attacked by the army, and they get saved by Killmonger, which is interesting. He's kind of like a vigilante, I guess, type hero sort of person. I don't know. So he's fighting back against the army, and he's fighting with someone called Wind Rider, who I don't know who that is. But I'm assuming that it's Storm because the character uses a lightning strike and calls a storm like Storm does. And I actually looked it up a little bit, and the only thing that popped up was when I searched Wind Rider, Storm popped up. So I'm guessing it might be her. Also, I know that she's she was married to T'Challa at one point in the comics. So I don't know if they're like making her from Wakanda in this or something. I don't even know if Killmonger's from Wakanda. They didn't go that far into their characters. They were on like a couple of pages, but that seemed interesting. Interested to see more of that part of the story. And T'Challa does a little talking with like a religious group or something. I didn't quite understand. I guess they're just they talk with the gods and stuff. I guess that'll be related to like the ancestral plane, maybe. Um, then they hold a little celebration in Wakanda, and there's some Khonshu and Ra sympathizers or agents or something, and they have bomb vests, so they try to bomb the king, and T'Chaka, his dad, pushes him out the way. So his dad was alive for a little bit, but just similar to the MCU, and I don't know, but I'm guessing maybe that's happens in a few other comics. But yeah, his dad's gone, dad's dead, so now he's ready to go to war. And yeah, interesting setup to show that like Wakanda's still hidden, and T'Challa's already the king. We don't need like him becoming king or anything like that. He's already the king when this starts, and he's already the Black Panther too, because he like puts on his suit at the end. They were like up on a platform and he falls down, so he has to use the suit to save him, I guess. I'm not quite sure about that. Yeah, so now they're gonna fight Moon Knight army or Moon Knight. I don't quite understand if Ra and Khonshu are both Moon Knight or what, but they're gonna fight them now. So cool start. I like reading about Black Panther because, like I said, I mean, more knowledge is cool to me because, like I said, I only knew the movies, and I like the story in the movies, but I like this different take on it too. So that's kind of it for Black Panther. I'm gonna talk about the second issue when that comes out. I believe in March. I don't know when, but I'll read it when it comes out. And for the second issue of Spider-Man, which is the only second issue thing we got, this is mainly just some more setup type stuff. Peter Parker now got bit by the spider as a 35-year-old man or whatever, and he's learning his powers. He finds his first villain as with Shocker is the first villain he meets. Shocker's just a guy robbing buildings at night. Pete's looking for something to do. He's learning, like I said, and he needs to find out what he should be doing with his powers. So he tries to fight Shocker. Shocker like baits him, and it's like, hey, I need this money for my wife. And then Pete's like, oh, really? It's like, no, dude. And he shocks him. That's funny. But Pete's mainly doing that, and he's also working on well, he's starting to take pictures and stuff of himself, and those are being put into the Daily Bugle. But instead of like using it as calling Spider-Man or this vigilante, because he's not called Spider-Man yet, instead of using it as like a smear type thing, like calling him a menace and all that stuff, that doesn't happen because Jonah is not at the Bugle. He left in the first issue, and the Kingpin is in charge of the Daily Bugle now, and he's being attacked by like somebody. It's presumed that it's the Green Goblin, because he shows up in just like a panel and he's there for a second, and Ben and Jonah talk about that. So yeah, Uncle Ben and Jonah are trying to set up their own news thing of some sort. They're hearing about Kingpin is like getting attacked by a Green Goblin, but they're trying to cover that up with the Spider-Man thing in the Daily Bugle. So they want to know about. They're trying to investigate why is that guy attacking the Kingpin? Why are they trying to hide it? And that's probably all gonna happen in the next issue, I guess, when they investigate a little bit more, or maybe Green Goblin will show up more. Not much else. The other big thing is so earlier in the story, May, which is Pete's daughter, she finds or she sees the stuff in the newspaper, and he just has like a black suit. I didn't mention that. I don't remember if I mentioned that because that happens at the end of the first issue, but he got the spider from Tony that bit him, and then he also has the black suit, but it's not actually the symbiote. It's just a black suit. It's kind of like technological. It like grows on his face and stuff like that. It's just like a simple suit though, and his daughter sees that in the newspaper and she's like, man, I don't like this. This is scary. And then later, Pete comes home one night and he's in his suit, and then his daughter walks in the living room and sees him. So she finds out his identity, and she's fine with it all, but she says she still doesn't like it. It's kind of makes her uncomfortable and stuff. So one night later, she draws a picture. Well, Pete told her that he tells her that he got bit by a spider, and she draws a picture of the spider that bit him, and she drew it in red and blue. So he's probably gonna get his identity of Spider-Man from his daughter being afraid, and trying to draw something more hopeful and inspiring. So I like that idea a lot. That's pretty fun. That he kind of gets his whole persona from his daughter, which is very neat. And that's pretty much it for Spider-Man 2. I still like it. It's very nice to see him with kids. I'm interested to see how long they're gonna like hide it from MJ and his son, because they don't know yet. Only his daughter knows. I'm wondering if they're gonna find out, or if he's gonna hide it for a very long time. I doubt that that's gonna happen, because his daughter is very young, so I feel like she might just let it slip up at some point. But it's still fun. Yeah, good comic. Very still interesting and unique take on Spider-Man that we've never seen. So I like it. Like it a lot, and looking forward to the rest. The next issue will hopefully be cool. I hope he actually gets his Spider-Man suit in the next one. And then we will talk about the last Ultimate comic that's out right now, which is the first issue of Ultimate X-Men. And it starts off pretty different from what I usually, understand about the X-Men. It's not with Professor X or Wolverine or Rogue or Cyclops or Jean Grey or anybody. We actually start in Japan, which is now called Hinokuni, which is one of like the sections that the Maker and the Council have taken over. And they said that it's like being controlled by Sunfire, Viper, and Silver Samurai. I don't know who Sunfire is. I'm not quite sure. But I do know about Viper and Silver Samurai, like solely from Marvel Snap because they're cards in that. I don't know anything about them. I just know that they are cards in Marvel Snap, and they don't actually even show up in this first issue, because this is completely about Hisako Ichiki, or Armor, who is also a character that I know now from Marvel Snap. She's an X-Men, but at the moment she's just a middle school girl. She's very young. I'm guessing she's probably only like 13 or something, which kind of makes the story a little bit more like dramatic than it is, because this is like a really dramatic story. She's just a little middle school girl. She's graduating, and some kids are like picking on her, and then she gets told to meet somewhere in the woods, and then like a shadow monster or something is taunting her, and it starts talking about her friend Tsubasa who died. They show a little bit of that. I'm kind of confused like at exactly what happened, but it seemed like he was a kid who was Hisako's friend, and he was getting bullied, and I think he killed himself maybe or something. Um, Either it was suicide or like I don't know what else it would have been, but he died. Um, and they show a lot of bullying and stuff, and it's like a really dramatic and like mentally taxing, first thing to see, because there's all these, ideas of bullying and suicide and a lot of that stuff. And again, she's just a 13-year-old girl. It's all pretty, heavy stuff, and there's just a lot of that. And she got a charm, like a Japanese charm from Tsubasa, her friend, and she's so Hisako's running away at one point, and she's about to get hit by a car, but the charm that she got turns out to be armor, which is her power. And I'm not quite sure how armor works. Like, I don't know if it's her mutation, because it's X-Men, so it kind of has to be a mutation, right? Or if it's like, I don't know, just the charm. I'm not quite sure how it works yet. They didn't explain it. It just pops up like a couple of times to stop her from getting hit by a car and stop her from, or the armor actually like kills the shadow thing, I think. It like chokes it. I'm not sure if it like kills it for good, but it like chokes it. It's all a little the word, all a little like vague, like I'm not quite sure what's going on yet. But it's certainly interesting. And I do really like that the armor is like a samurai armor, since she's, Japanese, and this is all in Japan. So I really like that it's, yeah, a cool looking version of the armor, not just like a simple like red armor like in the Marvel Snap. Again, that's the only version I know. But they have a lot of variants in Snap where the armor's like fantasy or something else. So I like that this one's like a samurai. And all of it looks incredible because Peach Momoko is the artist and she's the writer. And yeah, her art is insanely good. It's really, really good. I don't know how to explain it. It's beautiful. And I've never actually, read one of her comics with the whole thing being illustrated by her. I only really knew about her. Well, I only know about her now really from Marvel Snap again, because she's got some variants in there and they all look incredible. But it's very different to read a whole story that's written or drawn in her style. And I want to follow her a lot closely now because her art is like mind blowing. It's so good. The other comics I was talking about have good art, but nothing's like Peach Momoko. She's really good. So, yeah, it's kind of a vague story, but it's cool, as I like following Hisako, because I don't really know much about armor at all. I'm wondering how the rest of this is gonna go. I'm wondering if we're gonna see like some lesser known X-Men characters like her. Um, they've shown the cover of the second issue, and it looks like a different girl in the cover. I'm wondering if it'll still follow Hisako, and she'll like meet up with a new girl who's also a mutant, or if they're gonna like follow another character and like I wonder if each issue is gonna be a specific character. I'm not sure. I actually want to see real quick. Is there a? I've seen the cover of the second issue. I don't know if they've like shown the one for the third, because that might tell me they've shown the third one. And I can't quite tell. Oh yeah, okay. They actually say who the character is. Oh, so okay. Apparently she goes to high school in the next one or something. Okay. I'll look into that a little bit more on my own. It feels like it seems like it follows Hisako still. And she just kind of meets up with some other characters. So, interesting start. Kind of strange, but I like it a lot. Again, the art is incredible. Peach Momoko is great. Interested to see the overall thing because I feel like at the moment it doesn't seem like it's going a traditional like X-Men route because there's no Charles Xavier, there's no school or anything. Maybe that'll happen. I'm wondering if they're gonna do that or if it'll just be like a Japanese version of the group. If they're just gonna stay in Japan and it'll just be like Japanese X-Men. I guess we'll find out. I will talk about that next month. And then lastly, I wanted to quickly mention the Spectacular Spider-Man, which is a new comic, like I said, that has Peter Parker and Miles Morales together as Spider-Man's, Spider-Mans. And I believe it's in 616 because I think that's the only universe, as far as I know, that Pete and Miles are in it together in the comics. Because Miles got moved over to 616 in 2015, but they like occasionally ran into each other and like didn't do much now. Or they didn't do much together. But now they just at the start of the comic they decide to like hang out more and try to become friends because they're both Spider-Man. And it's like kind of weird that they don't talk to each other more, but they live in the same city and save people from crime and supervillains and all that stuff. So they decide to like hang out more and they go get coffee at ESU. They each run into like some old friends, which also leads them to the villain of the issue, which is the Jackal, who is like a more hulked out version. That's how they put it. He's like a bigger version of the Jackal. I think the Jackal is like normally just like a little werewolf kind of guy, but he's like very large in this issue. And it's pretty simple story. It's just like a lot of them talking to people at the coffee shop and talking to each other and fighting the Jackal. And all the writing feels pretty like natural. It's written by Greg Weisman, who worked on the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon, which is really good. Everybody loves it a lot. A lot of people say it's like the best Spider-Man thing ever. It's probably one of them. I don't know if I'd say best ever, but it's pretty cool. So the writing is all very natural and a lot of it's pretty funny, I think, or maybe not funny, but it fits Spider-Man because both of them got some silly jokes. And yeah, Miles is trying to be like the grown, like he's the younger one and he's trying to be like the grown up. He's like, oh, you're such a child. He says that to Peter, but then he says dumb shit too because he's Spider-Man. That's like a rule for Spider-Man. You gotta say dumb shit. So I like that. I also, when I was reading it, I was like imagining their voices in my head as Yuri Lowenthal and Najee Jeter from the video game. So I like that I can do that because a lot of people have said probably, and I'm one of them. I always imagine Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill whenever I see anything about Batman and the Joker. If I have to like read something, I always hear it in their voice. And I'm starting to do that with Spider-Man too, yeah. because I feel like Yuri and Najee are good. I don't hear, Tom Holland or Shamik Moore. I like Shamik more in the Spider Verse movies. I kind of like Najee better though. I feel like he fits Miles pretty well. Um, so yeah, I don't. Overall, it's a good start. Not too much to talk about. They find like the jackal at the end, or they capture him, and then they find the lab where he was made or something. I don't really remember honestly, but they find like a corpse. So they gotta investigate. Like, what the hell? Why is there just a corpse here? But we already captured the guy, and something's weird. So it's going somewhere. I'm interested to see where it goes. And yeah, I like it. Feels pretty standalone. There's not too much of like 616 type shit. Like they're not, talking about too much other stuff that's happening in the universe, and there's not like a million issues I need to read. I get that, Spider-Man and Spider-Man, they're together. I know enough about their backstories to, understand what's going on. Um, and they say some funny little like inside joke things, like Pete says, "Oh, I feel like I've been doing this for 60 years because yeah, Spider-Man's 60 years old." And then Miles says, "I'm like, oh man, I feel like I've been in high school for a decade because he has been. He's never gone to college, as far as I know." So it's cute. I like it. I hope it adds like some more emotional stuff. I hope that they really become good friends, which is also a thing that I enjoy and that they mentioned. I read it in a couple of places. I think they said it at the end of the issue or somewhere else, that they said like they don't want this to be the typical like mentor protege relationship, because that's kind of how it is in all the stuff where Pete and Miles are together. The original Spider-Men in the Ultimate Universe, which was 616 Peter meeting 1610 Miles. And he was, he just became Spider-Man, so, or he wasn't Spider-Man for very long. That was like a mentor thing. Pete's the mentor in the Spider-Verse movies, and then in 1048, the Insomniac universe, he's a mentor. So that's usually how their relationship goes. And they said something like they want to just make them, good friends in the Spectacular Spider-Man. And so far, I think that's working. It's working well. They mentioned something like Miles is trying to be more grown up because he's a teenager, and Pete's trying to show more of his fun side to Miles because he's an adult, So they're kind of trying to bounce off each other a little bit, and just kind of relate better to each other. And I like that a lot. I always love seeing stuff with Pete and Miles, because I think Miles is a great Spider-Man. Everybody loves Pete, of course, but Miles is an incredible Spider-Man, and I think he's a very good one of those like legacy characters, because you get a lot of those, Ironheart and X-23 and stuff. So there's a lot of those characters that kind of take up the mantle of a previous character, but I feel like Miles is one of the best, and I'm glad that he's Spider-Man. I'm very happy that a lot of the time, and more so now, they're trying to just make him Spider-Man. Because in some of those like animated things, I think that one Spider-Man cartoon that people didn't like that much, like 2017, I think, is when that one came out. I think Miles was not Spider-Man. He was like something else. Kind of like when they call Gwen Stacy Ghost Spider. I don't really like that, but yeah, sometimes they do that. But when it's Miles, I very much appreciate when they call him Spider-Man, because that's who he is. He's Spider-Man. He's earned it. He hasn't been around for that long, but he's definitely earned it. So I like seeing them both together, and looking forward to the rest of that. So I think that's about it. There was one other thing I want to talk about, but I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it that much. Um, I'm gonna skip that. Maybe I'll talk about it later. Yeah, it's a secret. You'll never know. um, that's kind of it. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of talking. Honestly, talked about the main stuff I wanted to. A lot of those comics I read were cool. Been playing a lot of fun games. I haven't been watching too much TV, but the the two main things, Shogun and Bad Batch, I've watched are pretty great. And movies are gonna be cool when they come out. There's a lot of movies I don't want to see, but they aren't coming out anytime soon. So I would like to start watching some more movies for myself. I'm gonna try to do that soon. I got some more school coming up, and at the moment I'm only gonna have a Spanish class, so hopefully I can focus enough on that and still focus on this stuff and watching stuff for myself. So yeah, we'll see how all that goes. Yeah, don't have too much else to say. I'm just trying to keep up with this, like I said, and yeah, I felt like honestly this one felt a little more forced to me. Like I felt like I had to make an Oceanview, but I'm trying to keep up with it. I don't want to just flake out after 2 episodes. I'm trying to at least do an episode per month. I want to get it to at least 12 episodes if I can. So I'm gonna try my best to stick with that. So that's about it. I'll see you in April. I'll have a lot of, well, I might have less stuff to talk about, I guess, since I've already talked about like the first week or so of March. So we'll see. But see you in April. I'll have some stuff to talk about. If you haven't seen my Netflix Avatar video on my main channel yet, please go check that out. Check out whatever else I got coming on this channel. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I was trying to edit some Elden Ring, but that's very daunting because I have 92 hours of it to edit. That might be going up, that might not be, I don't know. I also need to upload my Spider-Man New Game Plus playthrough. Spider-Man 2 got New Game Plus finally. Didn't mention that because it's not that crazy. And I talk about it in that video. So I want to. I've been recording that. I want to upload those. It's mainly just me not talking and just playing the game. So I still want to upload it. Hopefully I got some better stuff to upload. I'm gonna try to edit some more videos. I think I'm gonna do my Marvel Snap video, like I said. And I'm debating I might take like a break on big videos after that, because I feel like I'm improving with the big videos, but I'd like to improve also on like putting out smaller stuff in a quicker amount of time, you know, because I edit a lot for like a week or so, and then I don't edit for another like 2 or 3 weeks. So I feel like I want to kind of try to do stuff like Elden Ring or, you know, shorter videos, because I've got a lot of those that I can edit. So I'm gonna potentially work on that and take a break from big videos. So I'll see. But whatever I'm doing, I hope you watch and I hope you enjoy. And that's it for me for now. See you in the next Oceanview.